Hola, I hope you guys are all doing well. Guys, today we're going to be talking about some of the items that I personally own when it comes to air-powered weaponry. And I'm going to tell you guys why I own some of these things, because somebody sent me a message asking me the question, and instead of typing it up because I'm a garbage typer and I don't like typing, I thought I would just make a video of it and just talk to you guys about it. So before we jump on into it, if you guys would, do me a huge favor, like the video, subscribe down below. It costs you nothing and it make you feel like a good person. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I'm being kind of silly because that's the mood I'm in today. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into it. The first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is my Old Faithful right here. This is the Bomb Diggity. This is one of my favorite pellet rifles of all time. You know what this is? This is the Mod 130 QE from Hot Sun. This is a 30 caliber break barrel. This thing, I believe is the most powerful break barrel 30 caliber that you could get your hands on. I don't think there's a more powerful break barrel than the Hot Sun Mod 130 QE. I have the synthetic version here. You can get the actual wood version. This one was a little bit cheaper. So again, I was a little cheapskate and I went that way. But I love this gun. You know why I love this gun? Or rifle, I should say rifle, I'm sorry. This rifle, this air rifle, this pellet rifle. Is because if things get any crazier out there, things are getting pretty crazy out there. You guys all know what I'm talking about. I can always count on this to bring my family food, sustenance. And it is super reliable. It's not dependent on a pump or a compressor, anything like that, right? It's just a brake barrel. And I put in my 30 calibers slug or pellet right here, which is a lot less costly in comparison to regular firearm ammunition, rifle ammunition. And I can go out there and go hunting whenever I want, right? And I can get my hands on this. You can get your hands on this depending on where you live and the rules and regulations of where you live, right? Without anybody asking you for a permit, license, or anything. You can get online, and if you're of age and your state allows it, you can purchase one of these things, lickety-split, and it comes right to your door. You don't even have to go anywhere. You can go on a Hot Sun, you can order one of these things, and this thing is a monster. A monster. This thing packs a punch. I love, and I suggest everybody take a look at the Hot Sun Mod 130 QE. This thing is one of my favorites. So yeah, first and foremost, this is one of my favorite rifles, pellet rifles. It probably will be. It probably will be for forever. I love this thing. But yeah, so love this thing. It's a great way to start off the video. The next thing that I purchased was actually a less than lethal launcher because my sons are getting of age, right? And my wife doesn't necessarily care for firearms in the house. Like, you know, by the bedstand and stuff like that. I have all these nifty stop boxes, which I strongly recommend stop boxes to you guys. These things will fit less than lethal launchers in just about any other firearm or pistol that you may own. And they're just so reliable. They're so good. Stop box, shout outs. I'm not sponsored, but you should sponsor this channel. Just letting you guys know. Love it. America. It's America. Anyway, that might trigger some people. But yeah, the one that I bought after that Hot Sun pellet rifle was this S2 from Salt Supply Company. Because I wanted my wife and my children, now that they're a little bit older, right, to be able to defend themselves if dad wasn't home, right? And not have to shoulder the responsibility of possibly having to kill somebody or someone or something. Because that's what firearms do. They're good for one thing only: neutralizing an attacker or a threat. That's what they do. Let's not kid ourselves. So, you know, and I could go on. There's many different reasons. And you know, somebody might want one of these, but I liked it for the price. You can get this for under $200 from Salt Supply Company. You can get them on Amazon, all over the place, guys. It packs a pretty good punch. It's not the strongest less than lethal launcher out there, but it still packs a pretty good punch, about 20 joules, 20, 25 joules, depending on the ammunition that you use, the kinetic ammunition that you use. But the great thing about this as well is the magazine is right here. I think you can get with one CO2 that you house here in the handle. It's a puncture right there, puncture cap. That's how you activate it, right? But with one CO2, you can get 2 magazines, which I think, don't quote me on it, it's been a while, it's been a long time, but I think you can get 5 to 6 rounds in each one, so 12 rounds. And you have a release from the magazine right here, so quick reload, and you have a safety feature as well. So this was something that I bought because I wanted my family to have options. And in the conversation of self-defense, options are always good to have. You don't only just want to have one tool in your toolbox, right? That's going to only give you one thing you can do. And I know a lot of people are going to get triggered when I say this, but not every conflict has to go all the way up to extreme lethality, right? You don't have, it doesn't call for like ending someone's life. A lot more often than not. I'm just being honest. I know a lot of people are like, if you come into my house or try to do with it to us, I'm just going to kill you. It's easier said than done. And I promise you, like, yeah, let's just leave it at it's easier said than done. And also there's a lot of legal ramifications that you can get into when you do that. So make sure that you're prepared, like, you know, to each their own. I'm not knocking you guys for it. I think you should have the right to defend yourself. I live in a place where we actually have castle laws and stuff like that. So be careful out there, would-be law breakers. You don't want to mess with some people. But in any case, that's the S2. Love the S2. That was the next thing that I purchased. This is old reliable too when it comes to less than lethal launchers. This thing has not failed me yet, right? You got to maintain it and stuff like that. Oil it up and make sure you're not damaging it and stuff like that. But if you maintain these things, guys, the S2, great. Now, I run a lot of my stuff almost next to stock. I don't like to do too much fancy stuff because the more variables you throw in the mix and stuff like that, the more chances something could go wrong. So with basically it coming straight to your doors, bone stock just like it is right here, this thing is worth it in my humble opinion. So shout outs to Salt Supply Company, S2, really good less than lethal launcher. The next thing that I purchased, just because I thought this technology was fascinating, right, was this bad boy right here. You guys all know this one. It's the Pistel X68, better known as the Intrabuster. It's the same thing. This thing is the most strong. It's the strongest, the strongest less than lethal launcher out there right now. Right now, this is the Mac Daddy. This is the King Kong of them all. This thing hits with an average of about 45 joules. Some people claim to get 50 right out of the box. You know, no mods, no nothing. That is the equivalent of like a horse kicking you dead in the chest. That stuff hurts. There's a lot of crazy individuals, people who have taken one for the team, pun intended, that will show to you how hard these things hit. And you can get, again, with one single CO2 punctured, you can get mag fed into here at the bottom. I love these because it's just like a traditional firearm. You feed the mag here. I believe it houses 6 each time, or 5. I don't remember. Right off the top of my head. They're all a little bit different. It's kind of bleeding together. But mag, quick release right here with this button. You can pop another one in there, get about 11 to 12 shots off on a target. And I promise you, if you got shot 10 or 11 double digits, like, you're going to be wishing you just weren't there. Or like you're just not moving anymore, because that stuff it hurts. And this thing shoots chemical projectiles, not just kinetics. This thing packs a punch. You can obviously put a red dot up here. It's got Picatinny rails. You got one down here as well. You can throw on a light and laser and stuff like that. I like lights because they're they blind people, which is a great thing to do when you're talking about self-defense. If you can't see me and I can see you, you're in a lot of trouble. I'm not. So good thing to consider putting on, guys. I don't like to go, again, much more than those mods. I don't even have a sight on here. It comes with a pretty good sight, just stock, like a lot of these do. And these launchers, again, are meant for a range of right around, no more than 20 feet. In my humble opinion, I think if you're more than 20 feet away, you have more options to get away or out of the situation, or to lock the door or whatever, call for help or something like that. I don't think there's very few reasons on why you would need to pull the trigger at, when somebody's 20 feet away from you, 25 feet away from you, somewhere around there. These things are more effective at that range anyway. So the further you are, obviously the effectiveness drops off or whatnot. But yeah, So X68 from Defense Innovation. Love this thing. Love it to death. I'm looking for sponsors. I'm not going to lie. It would be a lot easier if I could actually get a sponsor on this show. So any one of you guys that might actually be manufacturers of anything, Hot Sun, Salt Supply Company, Defense Innovation, I'm going to call you guys all out. The next one is going to be Grimberg, even though I have my gripes about it. No, I'm not joking, but I'm joking. I don't have a sponsor. Would be nice though, right? Would be nice. I'm shouting all these things out. No, even without, guys, all seriousness, I think all of these are great. This wasn't the next thing that I bought, so I'm going to go kind of out of order. But since I just picked it up, I'm going to talk about it. This is the last launcher that I actually own. And you guys might be like, why do you own so many launchers? I bought all of these, by the way. They all serve a different purpose because I said that they're all tools in my eyes, and tools all serve usually a different purpose than the other. Like a screwdriver versus a flathead, right? It's like similar, but it's not. The S2, again, I told you guys, kids, family, stash them around the house with the stop box. Same thing with my X68. This is more for home defense for them. If I need to pull out, an Escalade, I will. And unfortunately, that'll just be it. But for my kids and my wife's sake, we got those. This, I was just really intrigued about the carry size. This one's a lot smaller than the other two, as you can see, right? As you can see, it's more like a traditional firearm, if you will. Launchers are typically larger because, they're powered by CO2 and air. But this one is, in comparison, a lot smaller. There's a lot of other features on here that I don't necessarily care for, but it is what it is. And if I'm not comparing them to anything else on a standalone platform, it's absolutely fine, right? Like here you have a twist feature for your CO2 instead of a puncture. You have to load in your ammunition here. And once that's loaded in, there is no quick swap of a magazine to reload. So you get five or six shots. Again, can't remember. You have a short Picatinny placement here for lasers and flashlights. But it was more the size that intrigued me about this because I'm a very active person. If I go out there hiking, hunting, or running at night, walking my dog or something like that, I don't necessarily always have to take my firearm or anything like that, right? And I don't necessarily always want to kill any animal that comes my way that might just be a nuisance and not actually a threat, right? So I could use this while I'm out in the wilderness, camping, fishing, hiking, whatever, to deter. Ooh, I almost dropped my launcher. No, it's not loaded, but I almost dropped my launcher. It got snagged on my clothes. But I could use this to deter an animal or defend myself, just like a traditional firearm. It's really concealable, really small and compact. I like it. The grip, short, but if I put a 12 gram or even a 16 gram, which I prefer on this, my pinky can find placement. So it's not that bad. So again, this one is not as strong as the X68, but it still packs a punch for its size. I believe people are reporting an average of right around 35. Some even saying they're getting 40 joules. I could be, being a little nice and giving it a little bit more than it should. But I believe off the top of my head, people are reporting 35 joules on average with this carry, which is it's again, if you ever got hit by a 68 caliber kinetic round, or especially freaking a chemical round, that's going to suck. You don't believe me? Go look it up. You just look up any one of these launchers, even the S2, and see that people have taken these because they're more manly than I am, or more willing, I should say, and it looks god awful. So everybody that says these things wouldn't work, I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody says that until they get shot by one, and they're like, never mind, that stuff hurts. So yeah, those are the I talked about my favorite brake barrel from Hot Sun, right? I talked about my Las Litos. The next one I got, this one I recommend, and not for self-defense. This one is for the conversation of feeding you and yours if things got bad. Pellet rifles are really great because, again, you don't need to have a permit or a special license or anything like that. You can go online and buy these things, and it comes straight to your door. And the cost, after the initial cost, because I will admit, some of these PCP air rifles and whatnot can be a little expensive. The Notos from Umarex is not expensive for a 22 caliber at all. This was under $300. I did buy this handguard. I did get these attachments. Obviously, you got to add in for the scope and stuff like that. But For under $300, you can get this shipped straight to your door. It has a lot of great features. I'm not going to get into it because this isn't a gun review, or I should say a pellet rifle gun review solely. It's kind of more just broadly talking about things. But yeah, like I can get about 25 to even 30 shots, give or take, on one fill of the tank here, and inexpensively get practice time with my rifling, and also go out there and shoot some squirrels, birds and stuff like that. And if it ever came to it, be able to feed my family relatively inexpensive and accurately, because these things are super duper accurate. So if you like accuracy, air rifles is the bee's knees. These you will be surprised on how accurate some of these, well, the majority of these air rifles, these PCP air rifles especially, are. These things are super fun, super cool, super effective. And after initial purchase, again, some of them can be very expensive, but after the initial purchase, your ammunition cost is nothing compared to traditional firearms. So there's that. Lastly, I want to talk to you guys about my favorite go-to PCP air rifle. It is my 30 caliber Gauntlet from, again, Umarex. This one, I picked it because, again, the cost and the power and the platform itself, I thought was just perfect for me. So this is my Gauntlet 30. I have a Donnie FL moderator on the top here, or silencer, I should say, up here. I didn't do much more than that, guys. I like things, like I said, kind of stock. I don't want to put too many bells and whistles and have a variable go wrong when it doesn't need to. I might buy me something, I don't know. Maybe I might not. Actually, I say that if I say it, I'm gonna make it so I won't. But I might. I might buy me an attachment for my hand, because this is a fairly large air rifle. But yeah, this is a side cocking air rifle, 30 caliber. Again, on one fill, I can get a lot of shots. And if I want to hunt with this, it's super accurate, can hit really, really far. So the range on this thing is like 300 yards. I know there's a video out there. Somebody, I think, pushed it like 400 yards or so. So the range is there. The accuracy is there. Again, I talked to you guys about the cost of pellets and ammo. You can shoot slugs and pellets, which are really, really cool. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So those are the things that I own that are what I would recommend. And, I should say, I'm sorry, that's what I was going to say. For the cost, this was $500, like under $500, I should say. Of course, without the attachment, without the scope and stuff like that. But for the price, like, that's a pretty good deal for a PCP air rifle. And again, yeah, I told you guys already about all the other things that I really like about this thing. So yeah, that's the things. Those are the things that I own. Those are the things that I would recommend for the cost, for the accuracy, for the efficiency, for the reliability, and also for the conversation of self-defense, when you don't have to shoulder the responsibility of always having to, I don't want to say kill, because, it's YouTube, but you don't want to end somebody's life if you don't have to. So options. That's what I want. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a little bit longer than I would like. Do me a huge favor. Like the video, subscribe. It's just me actually kind of ranting and sharing with you guys the things that I own. So really no point other than to do that and answer a question that somebody gave me. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions and or comments or feedback in the comments down below. I would greatly appreciate that. I am trying to make more videos, and sometimes you do run out of topics and stuff like that. So if you guys would like to see anything, also let me know in the comments down below. But with that being said, stay safe out there. Peace.